30 minutes ago. A solid fulcrum for the defense of the Russian army in southern Ukraine. Ukraine accuses Russia of concentrating a large number of troops and military equipment on bases in the Crimean Peninsula to support defense forces in southern Ukraine. In an announcement released on August 4, the Deputy Director of the Operations Department of the General Staff of the Ukrainian Armed Forces Oleksiy Hromov, the Russian army is urgently strengthening the defense line on the main fronts in the Ukrainian region. Southern Ukraine, including Kherson and Zaporizhia. According to Hromov, a large force of Russian troops, heavy weapons and military equipment has been transported to southern Ukraine from Russian military bases in the Crimean Peninsula. The Deputy Director of Ukraine's Military Operations Department accused Russia of using these bases as a springboard to strengthen the defensive posture in Kherson and Zaporizhia. The enemy is using the territory of the Crimean Peninsula as a springboard to accumulate weapons, military equipment, ammunition and other supplies in order to compensate for the losses of the defense forces in the region. South Ukraine, Hromov said. Hromov also confirmed that many heavy military vehicles were transferred by the Russian military to Crimea through the Lifeline bridge across the Kerch Strait. Previously, Ukrainian defense officials had repeatedly threatened to attack this bridge and forced Russian forces in the region to take steps to strengthen their defenses. In the past time, the Ukrainian military has actively conducted counterattack efforts to quickly regain the southern territory by attacking Russia's main supply routes in the region with long-range weapons. Far from being supported by the US and the West. Despite Ukraine's offensive efforts, the Russians are currently using a small bridge northeast of Kherson and some makeshift pontoon bridges to resupply Kherson defenses. In addition, observers also believe that the logistical support from the naval aviation of the Black Sea Fleet and bases in the Crimea Peninsula will ensure a solid supply for pro-Russian forces in the region. South Ukraine. According to senior analyst Glenn Grant from the Baltic Security Foundation, in order to recapture Kherson, Ukrainian troops will still have to mentally and physically prepare themselves for a head-to-head engagement with Russian defensive forces. He also warned that this is likely to become the fiercest battle in the Russia-Ukraine conflict.